Hey, Rock, he's in the wall. Keep up the good work, baby.
Stomped out by the... Get the kid off it. Where's the line?
Hey, friendo, Steve here.
And Larson.
And welcome back to Going in Raw, the only pro wrestling podcast you need to be listening to. We're talking the Royal Rumble today, Larson. Put your ones up. Roman Reigns, the winner of the Royal Rumble, and Liv Morgan. Can we get ones up for Liv Morgan? Ones up for Liv Morgan for winning the Women's Royal Rumble as well. Roman Reigns winning. We're going to talk about AJ Styles and Gunther in a moment here, but let's talk about the big thing we've been talking about heading into this Royal Rumble, of course, has been how is this going to affect WrestleMania? Whoever wins goes on to WrestleMania. And so with Roman Reigns, who has not been involved at all.
No.
Besides the single video package.
That he was not involved in.
That he was not involved in. But obviously, the name Roman Reigns, the history of Roman Reigns.
Well, and also, you know,
he
had the appearance on Pat McAfee show, kind of putting the current generation of wrestlers on blast a little bit.
He put him on notice, Larson.
He did put him on
creative on notice, really.
He put creative on blast, too. And so, you know, going through my head as far as who's going to win Rumble. At the end, I guess that's the aspect of it that stuck out, is that appearance on McAfee's show where he's like, you know, I presented WWE as it is now with this great opportunity after being tribal chief for so long, being on top, and they haven't built upon what I built. And I was like, all right, it seemed like he's trying to advance the story, sure. And that seems like what they're going to do. So now he has to choose between facing CM Punk or Drew McIntyre to face at WrestleMania, neither of whom really embody this kind of new generation of WWE superstars.
Well, one of them is going to be gone within 3 years.
Yeah.
The other one is Drew McIntyre,
yeah,
who might still be around for a while, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, okay, well, let me ask you this, because I think I know what the answer is, or what my answer would be. What's a bigger marquee match for night 2? Roman Punk or Roman Drew?
It's Punk
Roman, right?
It's Punk Roman. And, you know, given their respective relationships with Paul Heyman in the past, how that played out last year at WrestleMania, that's why it was super head-scratching at War Games. Punk eats the pin, and Roman steps up to Cody. I'm not teaming with you anymore. How does that make any sense? And it seemed like at the time, and the reporting was they want to do Roman Cody 3 at Mania. Well, that's not happening, evidently. I suppose it's possible Cody could win the title back between now and then. But, you know, it seemed odd at the time that Roman would single out Cody for that loss. When right before he did that, he literally shook hands with CM Punk, be like, yeah, we're cool. So they're going to have to kind of retcon a little bit of stuff if they even reference any of that, which they probably won't. But yeah, it's Roman Punk, main event of night 2, I would think. And then you could do Drew, Jacob Fatu, and Cody for the WWE Championship because, you know, they're all orbiting each other. It would make sense unless they decide to do that match at Chamber and then determine a number 1 contender for the champion coming out of Chamber, you know, the same night. Yeah, I would think it has to be Roman Punk. I would think so.
I agree, but I think you're right in that, given that Roman and Punk, I mean, you know, they did do this, you know, because sometimes, and most obviously recently with Cody, they often do the who's he gonna choose, but with Cody, you know, famously, of course, for the build to 40, he pointed at Roman Reigns. And so commentary left us tonight with who is he going to choose? So that we're going to do that whole thing. Yeah. Hopefully, we'll see if Roman's around for that.
He might just show up one day in Raw, Punk, I'm facing you, don't see him again until Mania, you know?
I think that's possible. I'm not going to say Mania, not see him again until Mania. Like, he's got to have a promo. But yeah, like, you got to ask, what would be the point? What would be his motivation for Punk? That's sort of the big thing. I mean, I don't know. At this point, the Punk title does feel, you know, Drew just won the Cody title, right? But it kind of just feels like he's babysitting it for Cody. You know, it's just sort of there to build up Drew. And I think one great thing they could do is have Drew beat Roman. There's so much history there that they can mine.
Yeah. Agreed.
But in terms
1,000%.
of what the biggest match is, it's going to be Punk Roman. But yeah, what would be the motivation for him choosing Punk? That's like a huge question.
It'd be what happened last year at Mania, or the build to Mania. You took my wise man from me. I'm not saying it's great, but that'd have to be what it is. Because you'd think, all right, I lost the WWE title to Roman to Cody a couple of years ago. This is, from Roman's perspective. That's my title. That's the title I held for 1,316 days. I want my title back. That makes all the sense. That's an easy through line. You can wrap your head around that really easily. That way, all right, Drew, I'm picking you.
Yeah.
Makes all the sense. And if they do
1,000%.
a thing where at Chamber, they have the triple threat with Drew and Cody and Jacob Fatu, and Drew walks out of there, champion. You have, I don't know, Gunther or Braun Breakers. At this point, I don't feel like Braun Breakers facing CM Punk.
That's another conversation we're about to have. Yeah.
Yeah. So Gunther, whoever the case may be, wins the Chamber match, face Punk. And they can do a thing where Cody finds a way to get himself into Drew versus Roman, and then I guess at that point that would be the night 2 main event.
Yeah, Roman's going to be night 2.
Whatever title Roman contends for is going to be the night 2 main event.
That's going to be the night 2.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be Punk. I mean, it's a graduation from night 1 to night 2 for him.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think the only motivation that I can see wouldn't be necessarily at Roman's volition necessarily. It would be Punk goading him into it. Because beating the tribal chief is the thing, So I think, maybe they could have Punk instigate Roman's decision.
Mm-hmm.
I think, because it's be a promo thing. You could get Heyman involved, even though he's pretty thickly involved in the Vision. I don't know if thickly is a word, but he's pretty heavily involved in the Vision because he's part of the Vision. But I guess they could do that. I just hope that they get Roman in person for the build. That would be cool. That, for the decision, have them do that. I could totally see them putting together a video package.
I know.
Roman Reigns decides CM Punk.
I know. Yeah. Or he does like a tweet.
Yeah.
Punk, we're going to wrestle in Mania.
But if the entire idea of Roman Reigns, if his thesis is none of the young guys, well, Drew isn't young, but he's younger than a couple people, then it's Drew McIntyre. Mm-hmm. But he's so involved with Cody and Jacob right now that triple threat does seem like a really good night 1, you would think.
Yeah.
Unless they actually do give a shit about that title being the thing, which I don't know. I feel like they just sort of do whatever.
Yeah.
So
it seems that way.
So yeah, if Punk, if Punk can convince Roman to choose him, then maybe that's what he'll do. Yeah. I don't know.
If it's Punk Roman, I think we're in agreement. Braun's out of the title picture for now. Given what happened during the Rumble.
The only question is how far. I mean, is it going to be? Are they thinking, hey, Seth's going to be back, so they can do Seth
for Mania, and so they're setting that up now? Yeah,
seems right.
So Braun, Seth at Mania. Let's just kind of set that aside. So. Oh, sorry. So it'll be Drew versus Cody versus Fatu. Those are your 2 top matches for the men's world titles.
Yeah.
So then now with Liv winning the women's Rumble, she'll take on. I mean, right now Stephanie Vaquer is the champ.
Yeah, I think that'll be the match.
And then Jade's opponent will be determined in the Chamber. Yeah. Guessing if Bianca's cleared in time, she'll probably win Chamber and face Jade. If not, probably Tiffany then.
Probably Tiffany. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean those all make sense. Those all make sense. Mixed reactions from what we've seen so far in terms of the Rumbles. There was a couple of just weird things like the attendance situation in the Saudi stadium that they built.
Yeah, it was on SmackDown last night. It was not a large crowd. Mm-hmm. And, they were touting, I think last night on SmackDown, I think they said 18,000 was the attendance, and then 25 tonight or something like that, I think was the numbers they put out there. I mean, Didn't
A lot of
seem
empty
like
seats.
there was a lot of empty seats.
Yeah. So as people came down for the various, for the Rumbles, not a lot of pops for a lot of people, I think the biggest one that I kind of noticed was LA Knight, just because it's like Pavlovian at this point. But Roman got a pop, and et cetera, et cetera. So yeah, a little underwhelming. Not, dude, the Rumbles, they live or die based off of the stories that they tell within the Rumbles, right?
Yes.
And this was more, I think, about more for the women. There were some stories being told for sure.
I thought the stuff with Charlotte and Alexa at the beginning was fun. The one thing they'd done well,
Asuka, Kyrie, Io had some really cool. Yeah, there was some stories.
And they've done a good job utilizing. I'm going to say it again, Steve. They've done a good job utilizing the women's tag division to tell stories about the interpersonal dynamics between everybody involved in all those teams. And so the Rumble is the perfect canvas to kind of paint that story.
Yeah, for sure.
And there was some good spots in that regard. Yeah.
The men had moments more than stories.
Yes.
You had the first half of it was a great showcase for Oba Femi. Clearly they've got big things planned for him. Because he tied with Roman for the most eliminations. I wish they had just simply given him like one more, maybe, just to solidify that.
Oba. One
Sorry,
more
what did I say?
so.
Oba is what I meant. Yeah. Javon ended up being the Iron Man, which is a great spot for him. Trick didn't really have much of note. He had
a couple eliminations, but
he had two
wasn't
eliminations.
Super long, no.
Right. And so, we did get the debut of Powerhouse Hobbs, now named Royce Keys, and they actually did the thing where it showed his name and then sort of like the wall came down and behind it was Royce Keys and some cool font. And so, and he had a really good first 5 minutes or so of his Rumble.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that was cool. He got an elimination.
We had a moment between Americano and OG Americano. So
Gable's
Chad Gable is back as original El Grande Americano. They had a bit. Maybe they'll do mask for mask match at Mania between the two of them.
Yeah, that could be. I'll be honest. I thought that they would go sort of a different route. And again, maybe this was the crowd not really cluing into the whole Gable Americano thing. I don't know. But if they had him be Chad Gable confronting El Grande Americano, then it's like, oh, I know, like everybody knows what I am. I'm not going to say it, but I know, and I know, I know. And him confronting the guy who stole his gimmick, but as Chad Gable, I think would have been a bit more interesting, maybe.
Instead
of just,
too, yeah.
Oh, it's original El Grande.
Yeah.
And he comes, and maybe in front of a different crowd, it would have played there would have been a bit more connection there. I don't know. But great to see Gable back. He looks like $1 million. Yeah. Apparently he's got a beard. You
now.
can see he's got some beard under there.
Yeah.
So he looks great. I am interested to see what they do with that. Mask for mask is, like you said, the obvious thing. Maybe they'll be a bit more clever with it. I don't know. But so we got to see original El Grande. Braun Breaker. Let's talk about Braun Breaker.
All right, you want to talk about this real quick?
Who was up there?
Well, I feel like this could be a lengthier conversation. So perhaps we should talk about our sponsors first, and then we'll have that conversation.
I think that's a good idea. Give me 1 second here, because I didn't even have my notes up. I had my own Wikipedia entry up.
Gotcha.
Not Steve's Wikipedia entry, the Wikipedia entry up for the Rumble. But I have the notes now, so let's, by all means, go ahead and talk about the sponsors for the show this week.
Let's do it. This episode of Going in Raw is sponsored by him. Steve, I got to say,
yeah.
We're streaming all day, so I was looking at you a lot.
Oh, okay,
There's something different about you,
Oh, yeah, dude.
Are you wearing your watch today?
Working. No, it's still charging.
Well, anyways, that's not it. Seems to be you're a bit thin on the confidence these days, and I think I know why. It's not because you're not wearing your watch, because the hair you have under that hat there is going a little thin.
I mean, I'll be honest, it might happen. It might have to do with the predictions challenge, but I feel like, once again, Larson, you're just projecting, man. That's a term that people use for when one person is talking about really himself, but he's pointing at somebody else like you're doing right now. It's obvious that you're the one low on confidence because you're the one losing your hair.
Nah. We're not here to talk about me, Steve. I'm not low confidence Larson. We're here to talk about you and your hair and how Hims offers convenient access to a range of prescription hair loss treatments with doctor-trusted ingredients that work to stop further hair loss and regrow hair in as little as 3 to 6 months. And here's a part you'll love. You'll like this part. You don't even have to leave your home to do it. Hims brings expert care right to you with 100% online access to personalized treatment plans for real health concerns all in one place so that you, Steve here, can get back to being your old, confident self. So for simple online access to personalized and affordable care for hair loss, ED, weight loss, and more, visit hims.com/goinginraw. That's hims.com/goinginraw for your free online visit. hims.com/goinginraw.
Featured products include compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription required. See website for full details, restrictions, and important safety information. Individual results may vary based on studies of topical and oral minoxidil and finasteride.
And this episode of Going In Raw is sponsored by Surfshark VPN. Royal Rumble went down today, and as usual, they do this every year. It was billed as a match that pits 29 competitors against one. And while the 29-on-1 match would be ridiculously tough for any wrestler to navigate, it might actually be harder to jump through all the hoops we wrestling fans got to do just to watch all of WWE's content here in the U.S.
You are 1,000% correct, Friendo. But what if there was a way that you could watch Raw, SmackDown, and all of WWE's PLEs live and commercial-free? With Surfshark, you can watch WWE programming as it happens with no ads on Canadian Netflix.
I did that. I used Surfshark to watch the Rumble today, as well as yesterday's SmackDown Live as it happened, instead of having to wait until it aired in the evening here in the States. And since one Surfshark account can be used on an unlimited number of devices, I was able to watch Rumble on my computer here, but I could have watched it on my phone if I wanted to. I could have used my laptop or, for that matter, my wife's laptop or even her phone if I wanted to.
I'm pretty sure she needs her own phone, man. You can't be using it for her on her phone. That's ridiculous, man. But
I could, though.
I mean, yeah, you could. But not only
Yes,
that.
I could.
Surfshark helps protect your online privacy. You can get alerts if your personal online data, like your email or credit card info, gets leaked online. Surfshark also offers antivirus protection that secures everything from your files to your webcam and gives you an immediate notification if it detects a malicious app or file.
And it's all backed by Surfshark's risk-free 30-day money-back guarantee. Right now, Going In Raw listeners can secure their privacy and get 4 extra months of Surfshark by going to surfshark.com/raw or using code RAW at checkout.
Again, that's surfshark.com/raw or code RAW at checkout for 4 extra months of Surfshark. Check out our show description for URL and promo code.
And this episode is sponsored by Cash App, Steve. Everywhere you look, everywhere, there's scams. Scam. It's a lot. It's a lot, but thankfully I've never fallen for one. But these days, it's hard to know what you can trust.
Hubba. Who do you trust? Well, Larson, here's something you can trust. When you get the Cash App card, not only do you get access to a ton of perks and benefits like exclusive early access to nationwide concert pre-sales or discounts on popular brands, you can also have extra security with the power to instantly lock or unlock your card right from your phone in just one tap.
If a suspicious transaction pops up on your card, Cash App has your back by automatically declining the purchase and sending you a heads up to confirm if it's you or not. Behind the scenes, you can rest assured knowing your account balance is protected by 24/7 fraud monitoring. Spend with peace of mind today and order a Cash App card in the app or at cash.app/card.
For a limited time, new Cash App customers can earn $10 if they use code SECURE10 in their profile at sign up and send $5 to a friend within 14 days. Terms apply. Cash App is a financial services platform, not a bank. Banking services provided by Cash App's bank partners. Prepaid debit cards issued by Sutton Bank member FDIC. Discounts and promotions provided by Cash App, a Block Inc. brand. Visit cash.app/legal/podcast for full disclosures. Talk about somebody who needs some security. Let's talk Braun Breaker. Because this guy could have used some security with one tap on his phone. Help, somebody just stomped the shit out of me, and he was eliminated from the Rumble. This might have been, I don't know who's got the record for quickest elimination, but this is kind of up there with the Bushwhacker guy.
So let's set up. Let's go to the pre-show, or the kickoff show, where Paul Heyman confronts Adam Pearce about, so this is all trying to cover up for the fact they ran the graphic on SmackDown that had Braun Breaker coming in at number 1 in the Rumble.
Yeah, right.
So Heyman confronts Pearce on the panel and says, "Oh, you're setting them up to fail, putting them in at number 2. You have it out for the Vision. And Pierce is like, it's a random draw. I can't do anything about it. He's at 2. Deal with it. So Braun's making his entrance, and someone wearing the hoodie, the pants, the mask to cover up the face, comes out of nowhere and attacks Braun, a super kick, a stomp. This person is roughly the same build as Seth Rollins, and puts Braun in the ring, and then jumps over the barricade and escapes through the crowd. As soon as Braun gets to his feet, Obafemi clotheslines him out of the ring.
Yeah.
So the thought, I would imagine, is, of course, this is exactly what Austin Theory wore when at War Games when he returned and started his pitch to join Vision. But and at that time, what Austin Theory was doing it with the super kick and the stomp, it was to put the thought in the audience's mind: could this be Seth?
Right.
And it's the same thing here. Could this be Seth? And I think more so now, the idea is this is Seth. It's not, because he's not cleared for anything.
Mm-hmm.
But the idea, I think, is to get the ball rolling on Braun versus Seth at Mania.
Yeah, I mean, dude, this could go several ways. This could play into, if it did end up being Austin Theory, the idea that Seth has a plant in there, which I think would do wonders for Austin Theory.
We've mentioned that before too, yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. So I think that's definitely something that can happen, and that would be interesting. I like that they're giving, I do think that Braun's explosiveness, the athleticism, whatever you want, and the intrigue of, are they going to go with this guy? I honestly think that him missing from the Rumble, we did miss a lot of story, because then the Vision just decided, they're like, hey, Braun's our guy. Well, now that he's out, what's the strategy? Just, okay, we're always going to try to win. We're going to help each other. It sort of takes that whole story beat and throws it out the window. Mm-hmm. And so if we had at least some part of the match where the entire Vision was in there, we can see what that looks like, and they can follow up on that story beat. Then with Braun out immediately, it takes away what Braun offers as an in-ring guy, spearing the shit out of people. Plus the intrigue of, oh shit, this guy could win. And then it's a big moment when he gets taken out. It was a shock moment at the beginning. Trust me, I understand, but that's how I feel anyways.
And maybe, I guess there's another way to go about looking at it potentially is, what if the only person at this point invested in this iteration of the Vision is actually Braun Breaker, and everybody else is just following him along until Seth can come back? Like, it's not just Austin Theory who's the double agent, if you will. Like, Bronson's aligning with Braun just until Seth comes back.
Yeah.
Logan Paul, again, someone else who's just aligned with him until Seth comes back. Maybe that's the story. And then going to Braun and saying, hey, we got your back. So he walks out there with this confidence about him. His guards maybe down a little bit.
Sure.
And then he gets taken out. Maybe that's how they're going to go about doing it.
This whole Vision thing could be so much more interesting if they simply took the time to explore the interpersonal dynamics of the characters within the Vision.
You're not wrong. You're right, in fact.
Man, all those I saw this on Threads the other day. Somebody posted, what the Vision's missing? Backstage segments like they did with the Bloodline or the Judgment Day in the clubhouse. And I'm like, yes, 1,000%. So yeah, Braun Breaker
correct.
Did not have a good Rumble, but I like, hey, you know what? I appreciate, we had heard after Seth was injured that they're taking the long road with Braun. They're not deviating from the plan. They're not fast tracking him. They're telling their story, and you can appreciate that.
And I think that's the right move, because you run the risk whenever you fast track anybody of the fans feeling like, well, this person is getting pushed down our throat,
Oh yeah,
so
for sure.
It's smart to take your time and build somebody up.
But
that being said, Obafemi should have won the Rumble.
Oh, dude, yeah, he looked terrific in there, and
he did.
Look, that's one thing about Oba, though, the way they presented him tonight. I know maybe it's too early, and maybe WWE and Triple H has lost a bit of the benefit of the doubt. I get that.
Yeah.
But man, oh man, I called this, man, them big dudes. They love the big dudes, especially the ones that they sort of made in-house. And this guy's got the look. He's got the charisma.
He's a good promo. He's got it all, man.
They've nailed the presentation.
Yep.
I mean, this is a 10 out of 10 WWE presentation, which is like a 20 out of 10 for AEW.
Yeah.
This was,
I should say, in all seriousness, I think there are instances where you do fast track somebody.
Oh, dude, I'd be on board with that.
And I think Oba checks all the boxes, and if they were to fast track him to the main event, heck yeah.
Nobody would complain about that, man.
No.
I mean, nobody would.
And I think the thing with Braun is you can't really argue with the athleticism. That's there.
Mm-hmm.
He's had good matches, so in ring, I think he's up to par with WWE main eventers. It's just there's those inconsistencies when it comes to the character aspect. You know, he'll go out in the ring and drop a promo that's super intense, and then there'll be a backstage segment where it's like, all right, was that meant to make TV?
Yeah.
Because, like, what's going on here? Like, the performance aspect it's just not there on a consistent basis. And if he was showing me that, yeah, fast track him.
Dude, I honestly just think he needs one person directing him to just to beef up those backstages a little bit. Because I think you're right. There's been several times where I'm like, man, why is this guy whispering? You know, why does this seem like listless instead of like intense? I think the guy, I just think he is multi-dimensional, but a lot of the dimension that you need to bring is urgency. And you know, this isn't a movie where you can go to close up on a guy and they got a boom, you know, right in your face so he can pick up a whispery thing. This is more stagey, you know, the way they filmed this stuff. And maybe it's just a production thing. I think it's a direction thing because you got to understand how they operate. And he just comes off as like undercooked backstage.
Yeah.
I do think that the ingredients are there. I just think that they need a better recipe, you know, to cook the guy. And I'll end with the cooking analogies there. So yeah, Braun Breaker didn't have a great one. Let's steer away from the Rumbles for a moment and talk about AJ Styles.
Yes.
Because he had this match with Gunther, and as much as I appreciated the Gunther Cena match, I was invested in this. AJ is so beloved, and he's so genuine, and the way this match went down, I was on the edge of my seat towards the finish, and you know, shout out to everybody hanging out with us during the live stream. But especially talk about production, AJ being just a fucking couple inches away from the ropes, and that poor ref having to, you know, did not want to lift the arm to see if that was going to collapse back down. And they gave him a ton of hope spots, but in the end, that ref was like, oh, damn it. Lifted up the arm went limp. That's it. Match is over. AJ was passed out. They had a good close up on him when he comes to, realizing that career's over.
Yeah.
And, you know, he takes off his gloves to put him in the ring, puts him back on, you know, defiantly does this, but the tears were there. The emotion was there. This was heartbreaking. Perfect execution. Hats off to AJ. Hats off to Gunther.
Yep.
I mean, dude, I think it's entirely possible we see him wrestle again, whether it's an AEW, I guess maybe TNA, but
I don't think he dispelled the possibility of TNA.
But this match was so perfectly done. I loved it, man.
It was really good. It was really fantastic, and it benefited. The drama of the match obviously benefited from the unknown aspect of AJ's status, whether he's going to retire or not. With Cena, we knew this was it. This was it for him.
Yeah.
The only question was, is he going to tap out or not? With this, you know, so many things seem to indicate this is going to be AJ's last match, but at the same time, the way they've approached the story has felt very abrupt. All right, you get like 3 weeks to build to the potentially final match, or at least the final WWE match, for one of the all-time greats. You think they'd invest a little more time. You know, and the fact that he took the gloves off and put them back on, that could be indicative of him more or less saying, yeah, I'm done here, but I'm going to spend the rest of the year maybe exploring some matches I just want to have before I retire, which is a distinct possibility. You know, he could have a few matches in AEW. Maybe he'll go to TNA, have a match or two there, just to kind of bring the career full circle. You know, if him retiring at the Rumble indicates anything is that he can appreciate that, bringing things full circle. 10 years in WWE, debuting at the Rumble, ending there. And I think if that's something that means something to him, then maybe he will go back to TNA for his actual last match.
I personally would be surprised at that. I would not be surprised because he's also, he's a guy who's got a family, and clearly, as we've seen, he's got more in the tank.
Yeah.
It would not shock me if he did Wembley this year for a really high price. It's like, hey, I want to solidify the wealth that I'm going to pass on to my kids and my family and make them right. There's a Kenny match waiting for him. There's all sorts of matches waiting for him at Wembley if Tony Khan wants to, get out the checkbook. Yep. And so I could see that. TNA would still really surprise me. But I think that for a massive deal match, I think AJ would probably do it in terms of WWE. And it also wouldn't surprise me if he just stopped. That wouldn't surprise me at all.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me at all.
Dude, when you look at both these finishes, these Gunther matches, they're so fitting in that John Cena's, which I loved also, it was it was divisive because it was, God, how do I put this? It was a poetic finish, the smile on the face. And that's sort of indicative of Cena's career and Cena's turn to Hollywood.
Yeah.
This was very indicative of AJ Styles, who, to my knowledge, hasn't even talked or done anything Hollywood. I don't think he's been in any movies or anything.
Not that I'm aware of, no.
This guy is known in the modern day. CM Punk said on the kickoff, kids a certain age wanted to be Shawn Michaels. Kids my age, or maybe a little bit younger, wanted to be AJ Styles, Yeah. Because Punk was a little bit younger, I think, than AJ. And so this was a wrestling finish, a very dramatic, tense wrestling finish. And it's very fitting for AJ.
And I think you could juxtapose Cena's match where at the end he tapped because he's made peace, Yeah, as he mentioned on his appearance on Cody's podcast, he compared it to, someone passing away and having their loved ones around them and making peace with the fact that this is it.
Yeah.
And kind of surrendering to that feeling. Whereas with AJ, he was scratching and clawing and fighting.
Yeah.
While Gunther is literally smothering him to hold on to it.
Because
and having those two matches back to back is just interesting kind of juxtaposition of how to approach, telling in some regards similar stories, someone potentially having their last match, and maybe that's a clue as far as what AJ has planned for his future. Yeah.
I mean, if the character of AJ Styles feels like he's got more, then why not that character go explore other things? You know, I mean, especially if he's hammering home in these last couple of weeks that it's his WWE career. There's no reason, and I think people would love to see it. And I think it would do wonders if AEW was the place, even in the short term for the
I think he was supposed
gain.
There was the talk about him going to AEW for the first Dynamite.
Yeah, in 2019.
Yeah. So it wouldn't surprise me if he showed up. He's got seemingly strong relationships with a lot of people there. And it'd be huge for AEW. Huge.
Absolutely. Yeah. The women's match kicked off the show. We had Charlotte and Alexa Bliss starting things off at 1 and 2. A lot of
this
goofy.
was fun.
This was really fun. Alexa Bliss teased Charlotte with a Sister Abigail, didn't do it. Charlotte teased her with a figure 4, didn't do it. They were like, doing the whole, heart link up thing. That was a lot of fun until Kiana James comes out, and then the actual Rumble really started because once Charlotte and Alexa stopped with the goofiness, like Alexa just got on her back and they waited for the next person to come out. I thought that was a fun way to start.
Run through some stats here real quick before we can talk about significant eliminations, cool moments, whatnot. Charlotte was the Iron Woman. She entered at 1 and lasted almost an hour before being eliminated. Lash Legend had the most eliminations.
She had a terrific showing.
With 5, yeah. She had an awesome showing. And then, as mentioned, Liv got the win. At one point, Charlotte did accidentally eliminate Alexa. We had Kyrie accidentally eliminating Asuka. Again,
That was
a situation where they're utilizing the
spot.
tag division, which is loaded with, by and large, career singles wrestlers
Yeah.
to tell these stories, and it's
With a ton of history, though. I mean,
Yeah.
that's a great thing. You have this, because Io and Kyrie were going at it. Asuka was on the outside, and Kyrie ended up accidentally eliminating Asuka, like you already said. And then to see Io's reactions to all that, and then to see Rhea's reaction when Io gets eliminated by, I think it was it Lash? I think it was Lash Legend.
Yeah, it was.
They had a
Io
whole
put her
thing.
in the knee bar and
Right,
Lash
yeah.
booted her off. Yeah,
Liv Morgan ended up eliminating Raquel Rodriguez.
Nothing accidental about that one.
Right, yeah. Liv laughed at her. JC Jane was in the Rumble, the NXT champion, so it was cool to
So
see
as
her.
far as kind of the surprise entrance, we had Lola Vice, Sol Ruka. We had Bloodsport Natty had a good showing.
Yeah.
Eliminated Maxine, eliminated Becky Lynch.
Brie Bella
Yeah,
joined Nikki
Free
Bella.
mode.
Do you
was in
think
the Rumble.
do you think they're gonna push on Rhea versus Io, instead do them versus the Bellas at Mania?
Yeah. Seems like it.
That's a bit underwhelming.
You mentioned JC. Tiffany Stratton returned. Kalani Jordan was in the Rumble. She had a good showing too.
She had a good showing. She's always good in the ring.
Yeah,
she's
she
always
is.
really good in the ring. Yeah.
So the final three were Tiffany, Sol Ruka, and Liv Morgan. It's not uncommon for Rumbles to end with, the two people on the apron and fighting it out and one getting eliminated. They did it with three people this time, which is a nice little twist on the trope, but it's actually really well done.
It was really well done. It was an absolutely thrilling finish.
Yeah,
it was a really,
it really
well
was.
booked one. Yeah.
So Saul was looking. She's like trying to measure a soul snatcher off the ring post, gets eliminated, and then Liv eventually eliminates Tiffany last by hitting her with an oblivion over the top rope, which sends her to the floor. So
Hey,
yeah,
I just noticed.
really good finish.
I just noticed, by the way, we crossed $1,000 on our charity stream so far. I think
Thank you
it's
so
going to
much,
continue.
everybody.
It's going to continue into the Monday show, but we're raising money for the National Immigration Law Center.
Yes.
Obviously, there's a lot going on right now. A lot of people need help combating the current administration, what they're trying to do.
Yes.
So we're trying to raise some money for them. I don't see the Twitch over here, so I'm.
Oh, it's about $270 some.
That's awesome. Thank you so much, everybody, for your generosity. We appreciate it.
Yes, thank you so much.
But yeah, dude, Liv Morgan gets the win there. I mean, kind of seems a bit on the obvious side. I think she's going to take on. That was her stated goal when she came back, to go up to
Yeah,
women's title.
I mean, she's a two-time runner-up, I believe. So, like Gunther is now. Gunther's a
now the
two-time
question
runner-up.
is, because we still have Stephanie and Raquel,
Yeah.
is
Is
Liv
it
going to
possible
cost?
that Raquel beats Stephanie? They do Raquel versus Liv at Mania for the title?
Boy, I'd probably prefer that. Just because they haven't done much with Stephanie as a character in any stories. And again, if you're going to explore the interpersonal dynamics between these characters, the ones with history, God, that would be good. Or,
know.
I mean, I guess the other thing you could do is Liv ends up inadvertently costing Raquel. Liv wins against Stephanie. And then you can do Liv and Raquel afterwards. I don't know. That's
Revisit
sort of
after Mania,
that's
yeah.
maybe backwards. I don't know. So yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, I like that Liv Morgan is an opportunist, and they've created this character for her finally over the last couple of years, where you just understand who she is and why her eliminating Raquel and then laughing at her is really in character. So that dynamic will be very interesting heading into WrestleMania and through the Stephanie Raquel match. But that's the one with the heat, is Liv and Raquel.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, anything else coming out of the women's Rumble in regards to Mania? You mentioned
Surprising there was no AJ Lee.
No, but Becky was eliminated fairly quickly after getting in there by Natty.
Yeah, she didn't have it very long. There was some cool stuff with Becky.
Yeah.
But her and Charlotte, she didn't just she had the the Intercontinental title with her, didn't give it to Jess,
Jessica
the ref.
Carr to any of the refs. Yeah. You mentioned Rhea and Io versus the Bellas. That's a distinct possibility that could happen. I think that was supposed to happen at Mania last year. Initially, I thought maybe SummerSlam. I can't remember which one it was. It was on the whiteboard in one episode of Unreal. But as far as anything else, like, obviously Jordan Grace, we thought she'd have a really good Rumble, and she'd have 3 eliminations. What it means for a potential feud between her and Jade. Still think that would be something that happens either on SmackDown or maybe Elimination Chamber. A title defense for Jade, and getting one title defense in at least before WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I don't know how things are going to play out with Asuka and Kairi. Given that Kairi accidentally eliminated Asuka.
Yeah, I mean,
at times their friendship seems tenuous.
Yeah, I feel like. Yeah, I don't know. I would be boy, that match would be pretty awesome though if they did split Asuka and Kairi for Mania. Oh my God, that'd be a good one. I get the feeling they'll probably just play it up a bit for comedy on Raw. Kairi apologizing profusely, Asuka continuing to be the bully, but maybe Kairi will break away by Mania. That could be a really good match. I'm not sure what they're going to do with all that.
Yeah. Not sure either.
Yeah. After the Women's Rumble, we had AJ Styles versus Gunther. We've talked a bit about this in terms of the finish, but my God, this match had so much emotion in it. The way this match was laid out and booked, with Gunther in moments just absolutely crushing AJ.
Especially at the end.
Especially towards the last quarter of the match, just absolutely bullying this guy. To a certain point where we're like, are they going to do a ref stoppage here? That was a legitimate concern right there. In the end, a couple hope spots from AJ, got fired up a couple times, but Gunther just kept on finding a way to get his back and put him in that sleeper, and that's how he went out.
Yeah.
But a really tremendous match, just a tremendous match.
Yep, absolutely, absolutely. So Gunther takes his leave. AJ comes to, asks the ref what happened, and as we mentioned, he takes the gloves off. He's about to put him down on the mat, doesn't. He puts him back on, does his taunt. Throws us some 2 sweets. So, maybe we'll see AJ somewhere down the road at another company.
Could be.
For a few matches during the course of 2026. But if he doesn't, I wouldn't be surprised either.
Yeah, same. Boy, for
and then
for
we
a big
get
paycheck, though. For a big paycheck.
Yeah, I'm
he
sure
seems like a very practical person,
He does, but at the same time, I'm sure he made great money at WWE.
Yeah.
So next we got the WWE Championship match. Drew McIntyre thing gets Sami Zayn.
Man, before this match, dude, I said these words. They're really going to have us thinking that Sami's going to win this thing towards the finish. They didn't even come close.
They didn't.
This was the most dominant 12th win for Drew McIntyre over Sami Zayn. This guy got murdered. Sami Zayn
especially towards the end here. So this at one point, Sami misses a haluva kick. Drew hits a claymore. Sami gets his foot on the bottom rope. So Drew's pissed. So he backs Little Nate into the corner. Turns around, Sami hits a haluva kick. A little slow to cover, but Drew kicks out. So Drew rolls out of the ring to gather himself, and then goes for the title. Earlier, Sami hits a tope, but sells back afterwards. And so Drew powerbombs Sami through the announce table. So the officials are checking on him, and Drew just goes and grabs him, throws him in the ring, beats him down some more. Sami gets one last hope spot with an exploder. He's set up for the haluva kick, runs right into a claymore. So you think, the kinetic energy of Sami running towards Drew plus claymore, that should be it. That should be done.
Right.
But it's not. So Drew's talking crap, and Sami kind of gets up to his knees, turns around a little bit, whoop-ha! Second claymore. He covers Sami to get the win.
I love that. Overkill. Disproportionate response.
Yes.
Just has him down there. Mr. BRS says, can we stop with the underdog story with Sami now? No! Now it's back in full force.
Yeah, he just got wrecked by Drew.
He just got absolutely destroyed for the 12th time.
Yeah. So Drew's like, give me my title. Come on, hurry it up. He gets it, leaves. Sami's sitting in the corner, super dejected.
Yeah.
And then the men's rumble kicked off with Obafemi. We mentioned what happened with Braun Breaker. I guess I can run down some stats. You mentioned that Oba and Roman tied for most eliminations with 5. I'm pretty sure Javon is the Iron Man because he came in 3 people before Cody, but Cody was only eliminated 2 people after Javon, but I feel like that was pretty bang. So I'm pretty sure saying Javon is the Iron Man. As far as surprise entrance, Rusev, which I guess is a surprise because you said he's been on main event lately.
Yeah.
And he had the Rumble performance of someone who's on main event on a regular basis because he was in there for less than a minute.
Certainly did.
Mr. Iguana was in the match. Chad Gable, as original Americano, made his return.
So just to clarify here, he's had 2 matches prior. Oh, no. He's had 1 match so far in January. It was this past week on main event against Joaquin Wilde. He beat him in 6 minutes.
Well, at least he won. Gable returned. We mentioned Powerhouse Hobbs. Now Royce Keys making his WWE debut. And I'm happy they referenced his previous name. Let's see. La Parka was in the Rumble.
Yeah, we had 2 AAA guys, Mr. Iguana and La Parka. No NXT guys. I'm surprised that Ricky Saints wasn't there.
LA Knight made his return.
No TNA either, and no Joe Hendry, who I know is NXT
Joe Hendry,
now,
no.
but, yeah.
So, and then the final 4 from the men's Rumble: Roman, Gunther, Logan Paul. I think the second year in a row Logan Paul's been in the final 4.
Yeah, it is.
And then Randall Keith Orton. Drew McIntyre made an appearance to eliminate Cody late.
Mm-hmm.
Cody was way too distracted during this whole match.
Yeah,
because as soon as Jacob Fatu made his entrance, when Jacob came in at, where was he, 27, he's like looking at Roman, looking at Jacob, looking at Roman, beeline to Jacob with the suicide dive. They're brawling on the floor. That happened several times.
Yeah.
Where Cody just got distracted. Anyways, Drew hits him with like a drive-by Claymore to eliminate him. I'm trying to think of any other kind of interesting or cool moments. Like Mello wasn't in the Rumble. It would have been great for Mello to be in the Rumble so you can have Mello and Trick in the ring.
I know.
Missed opportunity.
LA Knight made his return.
Yeah.
Took out the Vision, except for Logan Paul. So he took out Austin Theory
and helped eliminate Brock.
And helped, with Cody eliminate Brock. Yeah.
So one thing we haven't talked about yet is we're getting Brock and Obafemi at WrestleMania.
They had a big standoff thing where they were going
and then Brock eliminated Oba, yeah.
And then, Brock eliminated Oba. Man, what a great way to make Oba if he's going to beat Brock.
Which he should. He absolutely should.
Oh, dude. No. Yeah, he 1,000% should.
Yeah.
Hopefully he does.
Yeah.
That's going to be a pretty big litmus, isn't it? That's going to be a pretty big litmus test.
Yeah.
Hopefully Brock is willing to be like, yeah, okay, I'll go ahead and do that for the good of the company.
It depends on what Brock's feeling when he wakes up that day.
I guess so.
And this lame, he has apparently, I don't know if he still has that amount of stroke backstage or not, but Gunther came out at 30, limping, selling calf crusher still.
Yeah.
And then still went in there and beat the shit out of everybody.
For no reason whatsoever, he should have put on rib tape, though.
Why not?
Well, yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. He should have. I mean, it's not like AJ was working his ribs, but I'm just saying, I want the visual representation of I was already in a match. And I feel like universally that should be rib tape.
Rib tape, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, Oba had a great showing. I thought Javon Evans had a great showing.
Mm-hmm, he did.
Was in there forever, over 40 minutes. Had some cool spots.
Dude, we have been bitching about the future of WWE and how they need to build up some new guys. And if you could say nothing about this Rumble, they did a pretty good job showcasing who are going to be, well, except for Braun Breaker, who's going to be main eventing WrestleMania in the next 5 years,
Yeah.
So
and commentary did sell that. At least that, especially I think it was when Oba was in the ring, Michael Cole was saying, this dude's going to be main eventing WrestleMania in no time.
No Chris Jericho as well.
No Jericho, yeah.
Which I like because I want to spread out the big episodes so that, we do the numbers we need here at the show.
Yeah.
That's what I want to see. Well, and also it spices it up for it's like, oh, wow, what big thing is going to happen this week on the road to Mania instead of filling it all up into one thing,
So you checked Fozzie's schedule, right?
Yes, sir.
Tour schedule.
Yeah.
When do their current run of tour dates conclude?
So throughout February, they're in the United Kingdom for a while.
All right.
So it looks like the next show they have is actually a week from today in Brighton and Hove, United Kingdom.
Okay.
Tickets start at $39 American.
Oh, wow.
But they're, let's see, the 6th, the 7th, the 8th. They're busy on Fridays, but they are available on Mondays. However, they do run Tuesdays and Wednesdays.
Okay, so they are touring the vast majority of February.
But then they're off for for March and April.
Okay, so he can make his return at Elimination Chamber, which is the 28th, I believe, of February.
Yeah, that's a possibility.
Set up a Mania match,
Or
do the
Raw
Mania
after.
match, and then take time off to do the tour in May.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's entirely possible.
Yeah, it's very possible. Yeah. And then there's no info after May 15th, but maybe that's... Oh, hold on.
Well,
a
on their
second.
website,
Maybe
they have a
that's
show
not true.
May 16th in Flint, Michigan, and then the Jericho Cruise in November.
Yeah. So he might be able to come back on a fairly full-time basis in the summertime.
Yeah.
Their May is pretty packed. So that's a distinct... But he's still not even like off the AEW roster page.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, you could buy a VIP guest band member ticket for $500 for the U.S. tour, where you get to sing one of 3 songs with the band.
Is Judas one of them?
Yeah.
Do you think anybody would choose not Judas?
I don't know why they would.
$500 is incredibly reasonable. Like, could you imagine if Pearl Jam was like $500? You can come up here and sing Jeremy with us.
You can go up there and sing, yeah, Jeremy, whatever, yeah.
All right, hey Steve, name a song. Lucan. Let's do it.
Yeah, okay.
Shout out
Dirty
to
Frank.
Matt Lucan. Please play Dirty Frank.
Dirty Frank.
I
what I want,
just
Eddie.
want to sing the part where it's
Here's
announced
Mike McCready.
that Mike McCready got it by Dirty
Yeah.
Frank.
Yep, exactly.
That'd be fantastic. So anyways, yeah, like you said, the Final Four came down to Roman, Randy, Gunther, Logan Paul. Did I just name 4?
Yeah, that was 4. That was
That was
correct.
4.
You're right. That's why I
Yeah.
said nothing.
A lot of RKOs in this match. I didn't notice if there was a number of RKOs, but a lot of RKOs here.
There was.
Including a Cody Cutter on Randy Orton on accident when he was holding up Gunther, I think.
And then Javon was looking for the OG cutter, and then Randy responded with an RKO, or countered, I should say.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So anyways, the final 2, of course, was so Gunther eliminated Randy Orton. Logan Paul had already been eliminated. We have Roman and Gunther have a little mini match, which was basically just Gunther trying to put Roman into a choke, into a sleeper, because this is his favorite thing to do.
Yeah.
But in the end, Roman sends Gunther face first into the corner, hits a spear, toss him right over to win the 2026.
And then Roman managed to point at the Mania sign while holding up his one.
He did this. That was great too, because in the women's rumble, Liv had to be reminded by the ref. He was like, point. She's like, oh yeah. Pointed like very briefly and then stopped pointing. And then, but yeah, Roman didn't need to be told. Pointed at the rumble. How many rumbles is this for Roman?
The second. It's only the second.
Is this only the second?
Yeah.
Because he was
won
champion so much.
Yeah, no, he won, 2015 when the crowd booed and The Rock had to come out?
Yeah. So redemption arc for Roman Reigns. That was 11
guess
years
so.
ago. So there you go. So yeah, everybody, that's your Royal Rumble review for 2026.
Yep.
So thanks everybody for tuning in. We appreciate. Oh, dude, I'm sorry. Holy shit!
What?
Congratulations are in order, man.
I don't
You
know if it's
are-
official yet.
I think it is, isn't it?
I mean,
Because
I
you
don't know
checked
if
the only
anybody could top
person
me.
close to you.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't want to.
How about
be like,
this?
what?
We will make it official on Monday's episode. We will officially announce the January predictions winner. I have to grease up Cody Miles' hand. Isn't that the term for bribing?
Yeah, but why?
Load up the prop bets for Mania. Because come on, right now it's like a 2-person contest between you and whoever's right behind you.
No, what, for the Tournament of Champions?
Yeah.
I'll have to go. I mean, like, the first name I recognize here is Gregory Fiella.
Where is he at?
He's 22 points behind.
See, that's what I'm talking about.
All right.
We got to
But
make
there's still like 3 AEW shows, and there's 15 matches per show.
Cody Miles, a little bonus for you for loading up the prop bets. I want you to put, Cody, honestly, let's try this. Put the Royal Rumble prop bet situation to shame. All right?
Wow.
Hey, man, we got to milk this for a story here, buddy. But Monday, we're going to have the official predictions winner. And I will finally have the predictions prizes that I'll actually display. I'll have to order them, too. I got to get your shirt size. I'll order a medium for you. You can show off those guns, baby.
Got a long way to go before that.
Anyways, come on. Yeah, you need to get to. I need to see you at Royce Keys, man. That's what. That should be your goal for 2030. How about that?
All right, there
Royce
we go.
Keys, just unnatural muscle for you. That's good. Anyways, that's going to do it for the show today. Everybody, thanks so much for tuning in. Thanks so much for the people who donated to the charity. The charity's going to keep on going, so you can keep on donating. And the next time we'll be live is, of course, going to be Monday evening for, they're going to be back in the States, aren't they, for that?
I think so. Yeah,
probably.
I think so.
In any event, sometime Monday, we'll see you guys live for our Raw review. Till next time, we'll see you guys around.
Goodbye.